I just kind of go through the basic process of from when someone passes away, the different steps. Look, like we kind of talked about this. Look for the will, figure out who's going to be the personal representative, get appointed, and then the process after that. So you can, at that point, then you're gathering from the personal representative standpoint. They're figuring out what the assets are. Is there life insurance? What's a probate asset versus a non-probate asset? And we can talk about that actually.
Yeah, go for it.
So so a probate asset is something in the deceased person's name alone.
Okay.
So that would be just like their car, or typically maybe the personal property in the house. Okay, a house if it's in their name without a beneficiary, without being jointly owned or something like that. So that's in their name. So that's a probate asset. Non-probate asset would be, for example, a house with a beneficiary deed, where it says, and we see this a lot, where the parent was cheap, didn't want to go to the attorney, do the estate plan, and so they do this deed saying that the house now goes to my three kids,
Okay.
Upon my death. So that's great, but it makes your job as an investor a little harder, because now you're dealing with three people who own the house, and one of them wants to keep living there, and the other one wants to sell it, and the other one you can't find because he's a surfer in Hawaii.
Yeah.
So,
oh my God, you can't find that. It's a good one.
So, and then if they can't decide, then there's basically a partition. But the way that, and I'm trying to think if this would be something that an investor would, maybe this might be a referral to like a real estate broker that okay, where they can actually, like, the broker can get appointed as a special commissioner to sell the house.
Okay.
So you get a court order, to like evict everyone, or appoint this person with the power to evict people, list it for sale, sell it, all of that stuff. And then they can get their commission, they get paid and everything. But
So like a recap. So if there's multiple siblings, some don't want to participate or can't find, a broker can get a court order to sell the house.
So one of the kids, you contact one of the kids
Okay.
to do a partition. It's a partition by sale, is what it's called. It's a court order to appoint a neutral person with experience, handling real property. So again, it'd be like a referral to a real estate agent, a real estate broker, buddy of yours, to get appointed with the authority to do this, and then wink, wink, why don't you sell it to me? It still has to, because it's going through the court system. You may not be able to get like a sweet deal that way.
Yeah.
So that anyway,
it's a way around it.
Yeah.
Or a way to get it done.
Yeah.
Got it. So.
But actually, I mean, if no one contests it, I mean, if they're all okay with the, if everyone in the family can agree to the price, that's where maybe that gets a little bit hairy for an investor, I guess, because the courts, well, guaranteed one of the family members is going to insist on getting an appraisal and selling it for as close to within like 10% of that appraisal, that kind of a thing. So that may not be like the best thing.
So stepping aside from the broker route, right? So obviously, let's say there is the multiple sibling, and you can't sometimes you really can't find that person. But let's say there's three people, two are on board, you can't find a third person, or they don't want to participate or respond. How do those two people move through the process?
You can still do a partition
without a broker.
Boy, let me think how you would do that. Why'd you have to bring that up on the air here?
I'm sure we're going to get it invoiced later. But it's possible. Or is there like a notice that you have to put out? Or
well, you'd have to publish notice. I'm trying to think how. You still have to have someone officially, like in that case, yeah, there has to be some, this neutral person who's appointed. If you can't find the sibling. So that may be a little bit hairy, but I mean, if you can find the family members and convince them all to sell,